Guys, welcome back. So we decided to start a new series today, TXG troubleshooting.
Yes.
Based on the requests that we've got from you guys in the comments below, you'll often ask us about certain clubs in the bag where you have certain problems.
Yeah.
One that has come up very consistently, very regularly, is about people overdrawing the hybrid.
Yep.
Okay.
These guys here.
Yeah, whether you're right-handed and you hook it to the left, left-handed, hook it to the right, it seems to definitely be a common problem out there that people struggle a little bit with the control of their hybrids.
Tons of people will say they don't even really demo hybrids when new ones come out because they know that ball flight is just going to be too much of a hook for them.
Yeah.
So that's been a question I wanted to answer for a couple months now.
Definitely, and it's been something since hybrids have been sort of available to us. I mean, going back to really when TaylorMade first launched the Rescue Club. I mean, that's how that's how the club got nicknamed the Rescue Club.
Were they basically the first?
They were the first main ones to really dive into. You remember the grey and black head? It was literally just called the Rescue Club, TaylorMade Rescue. So that was the first one, and it was very draw-biased back in the day. Okay. They actually had a TP version, the Tour Preferred line, that was much more neutral. But guys, it's all about the sort of internal weighting, the lie angle, which is the one that people don't get a lot. The influence of the club sitting a little bit too upright. Obviously the head design. So all these things are designed to increase the rate of rotation with the club head.
So generally speaking, the hybrids that most people will go and demo and feel is right for their game, stuff like the Rogue and your standard line stuff, they're draw bias clubs, they're upright lie angle, they're designed to reduce a slice. Yeah,
because the club manufacturers are still aware that most people will struggle with a bit of a slice, a bit of a fade. But the hybrid is the one club that seems to be the least problematic when it comes to turning it over.
Interesting.
So we thought we'd do a little test today. We actually were on our Patreon channel earlier, and someone asked about this, and I gave kind of one of the solutions that I have for this type of thing when someone comes in and they present me with this issue. There's a couple of clubs in our demo matrix that really help with that, and that's kind of the real strength we have in our demo matrix is we really have a solution for just about every problem.
You really do,
for the most part. I mean, and then really, if we don't have a solution, it's probably off to get a lesson.
Yeah, exactly. We were just saying that. Yeah.
If we can't make the adjustments that we make and it doesn't have the the right impact, you probably have to go look at the mechanics. There's maybe something underlying in your delivery.
Very true.
So we started out with we decided the same shaft had to be used for both clubs.
Yes, we did use the same shaft.
That was important to standardize that. We did choose what we felt was our most draw-bias head in the drawer.
So standard Rogue.
Yeah.
We were using a
Callaway
Rogue, 21 degree.
21 degrees. I mean, as far as hybrids go, it's one of our best sellers.
It is, eh?
Our customers love it. It tends to spin a fraction more, so it gets up in the air nice and easily. So if you're looking for that nice high ball flight and you don't normally get that with the long irons, it's a great option, but it is one of the ones that tends to draw a little bit more.
And I noticed the flight looked like an iron, like it rose up kind of like an iron. It had some more spin to it.
It had some more spin to it, for sure for you, Matty, it really did. So ball speed for you was about 150 miles an hour, launch angle at 14, backspin at 3,900, perfect.
Yeah.
That's nice. Exactly what I like a hybrid to spin at. Guys, rough general rule of thumb, and I'm not saying this is standard for everyone, so don't take it too literally, but for me, a driver should spin around 2,000, maybe a fraction more. A three-wood should spin around 3,000, maybe a little bit more, and then a hybrid should spin around 4,000.
Okay, that's a great general
rule of thumb. If you're in that ballpark, you're in good shape. With a driver, 1,800 to 22 for most standard deliveries is good. Right. And then 28 to 32 in three wood, 38 to 42 in hybrid. Right. That's the window you need to be in.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So you having your spin rate of 3,900 there, Matt. It's lovely.
Perfect. Yeah, and you could see the flight was nice and it came down fairly soft, with the exception of a few, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, nice ball flight on that one.
Really nice. So drew them over nicely as we expected. Was quite draw biased.
It was.
So when we were thinking about this test, we went, okay, which of our hybrid options is the least resistant to that? And then for me, I said to Matt, the Titleist 818 H2, which is the smaller profile, the slightly narrower body, slightly taller face. I mean, you know, and obviously those design characteristics play a big part in how the head rotates and how the club will move sort of dynamically. But that one really allows us to influence the rate of rotation.
Right. So we're looking at a CG location further forward on the Titleist.
Much further forward for sure.
Further back on this one.
Yes.
And then I noticed at address, this looks so much more upright. I hope you guys can see that okay. The Callaway looked more upright.
You said that. You said it sat very toe up.
Yeah, it looked like a 7-iron, honestly, it did. So that right away, I guess, internal weighting, CG location, and then lie angle. This is flatter.
So that's exactly it. So one of the reasons we love the Titleist so much is the SureFit sleeve allows us to actually flatten that lie angle on the right setting. So on the left-handed C4 setting, that allows us to still have it at 21 degrees aloft, which is what they both are.
Same thing,
Yep, but the Titleist sits a little bit flatter on the lie angle.
It was very, very noticeable.
The other part of it is as well, we have the movable CG cartridge, which is inside the head. So we've got this little, I'm going to just pop it out a second so you guys can see it. But we have 14 grams of movable weight. So, I mean, that's a lot. You know, if you talk to the engineers and ask them what 14 grams of weight does in a head, they'll say a lot. Yeah. So you've got this little guy. So on this side, on the silver side, Matty, there's 14 grams.
So you put the heavier part on this side
on
of the
the toe side to slow down rotation. So trying to slow that down.
So we saw the face angle stay just a hair more open.
It was quite a bit more open.
That's what you want when you're hitting a hook.
I mean, if you struggle with that and you tend to over-rotate the club head, you know, especially on maybe a little bit of pressure, you tend to hit that hook under a bit of pressure. You want to know that the club design is obviously going to sort of help you in towards hitting that right ball flight.
And this was all no joke. Like, we're talking 25 yards dispersion average difference.
Yeah, let's measure exactly what the so basically 16 yards. So we had 16 yards of draw. So it finished 16 yards to the right with the Rogue, and your average was 0.
Right on. So the averages, there were a couple kind of, I guess, bigger hooks with this one. I would
28 there.
Yeah, there was a 28 or so. But you're right. So we, at least for me, made 15 yards of difference, which is huge.
It's a lot.
It's huge.
That is an awful lot.
Yeah.
It really is. Ball flight was sort of good with both. Really liked the ball flight on them. Launch and spin were absolutely fine. But for someone like yourself, Matty, that kind of maybe you wouldn't really think too much about a hybrid because of that over rotation, to the point where even you were thinking, you know, going towards a driving iron to control that.
Yeah, so that's where I guess we would wrap this up in terms of, let's say you tried this and it was still a bit too draw biased for you, which could happen. Sure. Someone would have more of a draw delivery than me easily. The driving iron being even more narrow, CG even more forward, is even more fade biased.
Sure.
So this was perfect for me, and you guys may have seen that video where we fit this for me.
Yeah.
That one I just hit mostly down kind of the left center or center, and I didn't really hook hardly any of them.
And again, we have lie angle adjustment.
Yeah, so you could bend this one flat for me as well.
Yeah, we can do that with those. So.
3 very different options.
Yeah, depending on the flight, depending on your ball flight characteristics, depending on what's required.
Very different.
Yeah, so I mean, it's all solutions for the problems that you guys have within your ball flight. Some people, you know, still even with the most draw bias of clubs, will still tend to fade it a little bit. You just got to go and find the one that gives you the most help.
Yeah, but I mean, you've shown don't give up on hybrids. If you haven't tried this particular one, let's say for sure. If you haven't tried the weight in the toe and you haven't tried the flat setting, give it a shot. I mean, it's a pretty substantial difference.
Definitely.
And then if not, look at a driving iron. And then if not, you got to look at your swing delivery a little bit.
That's exactly it. So, you know, there's definitely it's not the time to give up on hybrids just because you're over rotating them a little bit. I think that's definitely
awesome stuff.
A key point. So guys, you know, I hope this has been of good value to you. Certainly leave your comments below. We'll certainly troubleshoot with your own unique sort of issues that you guys are having with hybrid, whether you feel like it's shaft or head related or whatever it may be, and you know, we'd be happy to give your 2 cents on that. Lots of solutions out there for you, so I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.